If you rely on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or survivor benefits to get through each month, what I'm about to share is important because it affects your actual wallet starting in early 2026. The Social Security Administration has now confirmed the official increase for next year, and while it's not huge, it is meaningful when every dollar counts. This change is going to touch retirees, spouses, survivors, people on SSDI and SSI, and even those who are still working but claiming early benefits. And for millions of households already stretched thin by rent, groceries, medication, utilities, and everyday costs, even a small adjustment can make a real difference. I've already gone through the official SSA information and the updated payment figures, so you don't have to dig through the confusing documents. My goal is to break all of this down in plain language so you understand exactly how much you can expect, who gets what, and what it means for your budget going into the new year. A lot of people are feeling what Margaret, a retired widow in her 70s, has been feeling. Her rent has gone up twice in the last 2 years, her prescription costs slowly creep higher, and the price of groceries never seems to settle. She told me she isn't expecting miracles, but even a small increase to her survivor benefit helps her stretch things just a little further. And that's exactly what this 2026 update is designed to do: protect your buying power so inflation doesn't completely eat away at what you depend on. So here's what we're going to walk through together. I'm going to explain the official 2.8% COLA increase for 2026 in simple, everyday numbers. I'll show you how much the average retiree, spouse, survivor, and disabled worker can expect to receive. We'll go over when payments will start, what changes if you're claiming before full retirement age, and how much you can earn before any withholding kicks in. I'll also talk about what SSI recipients can expect at the end of 2025 and how the new income limits may affect people who are still working. And throughout this, I'll explain what these changes mean for retirees, people on SSDI, people on SSI, veterans who also receive VA benefits, caregivers trying to stretch every dollar, and families relying on multiple programs to survive. Here's the bottom line. The official increase for 2026 is 2.8%. That means most people will see slightly higher payments starting in January. For retirees, the average benefit goes from about $2,008 a month to roughly $2,064. That's an increase of about $56. If you get around $1,200 a month today, a 2.8% COLA means you'd see about $34 more per month. If your check is closer to $900, you're looking at around a $25 bump. These aren't life-changing numbers, but they do help cover a couple bags of groceries or a copay that used to force you to choose between bills. Spouses will see their average benefit rise from $954 to around $981, which is a $27 increase. Survivor benefits will go from $1,575 to about $1,619, adding roughly $44. And disabled workers will see their payments go from $1,583 to about $1,627, another $44 increase. These changes happen automatically. You don't have to fill out any forms or request anything. SSA applies the cost of living adjustment for you, so the increase is already built into your January payment. For the nearly 7.5 million people on SSI, your increase starts a little earlier. SSI payments for 2026 begin on December 31st, 2025, because SSI always pays on the first business day when the first falls on a holiday or weekend. Some people receive both Social Security and SSI, so you may see two separate adjustments depending on what programs you're on. The SSA says they will send out the official COLA notices in December, but most people will be able to see the exact updated number in their My Social Security account by late November. If you haven't signed up for online messages, your notice will come through the mail the same way it has in past years. It's going to be a simple, one-page update that lists your new payment, the date you'll get it, and any deductions like Medicare premiums. Many people don't realize that Social Security also adjusts the earnings limits for those who claim benefits before full retirement age. In 2026, the lower limit rises to $24,480, and the upper limit goes to $65,160. That means you can earn a little more from work before benefits begin getting withheld. If you hit full retirement age during 2026, Social Security will withhold $1 for every $3 you earn above that higher limit until the month you reach full retirement age. After that month, the limit disappears completely. For many people, even small changes like these matter more than they might seem on paper. When you're choosing between filling a prescription or keeping the lights on, an extra $20, $30, or $50 can be the difference between constant stress and a little bit of breathing room. A retiree might use it to cover a rising utility bill. Someone on SSDI might finally be able to get a small repair done on their car so they can make it to medical appointments. A caregiver might stretch their grocery budget a little further now that everything from milk to cleaning supplies has gone up. These stories are real, and they reflect what millions of households live with every single day. At the same time, we have to be honest about the challenges. A 2.8% increase doesn't magically fix the fact that rent can jump 8 or 10% in 1 year. It doesn't undo the cost of medication rising faster than inflation. And for people who rely only on their benefits with no other income, even with the increase, things may still feel tight. If you receive multiple benefits, like Social Security plus VA disability, each program has its own rules, its own payment schedule, and its own way of adjusting for inflation. That means some people may see increases from more than one source, while others may only see a single change. It's important to know exactly which programs you're on so you understand what applies to you. There are a few practical steps that can make this transition smoother. Checking your My Social Security account, if you have one, is an easy way to see your exact new amount before it arrives. If you're close to income limits for programs like SNAP, Medicaid, or housing assistance, this is a good time to double-check how a small increase might impact eligibility. Most increases are small enough that they won't push people over the edge, but it's better to know ahead of time rather than be caught off guard. If you haven't set up online access yet, you can do that when you're ready, or simply wait for the paper notice that comes in December. If you live with limited internet access or mobility, calling a benefits office or speaking with a community benefits counselor can help you understand your situation clearly. Some people like to set aside even a tiny part of the increase, $5 or $10, into a separate envelope or savings jar. It's not easy, especially when money is already tight, but having a small cushion for an unexpected copay, a broken appliance, or a high winter utility bill can take a little pressure off. And if saving isn't possible right now, that's completely okay. Sometimes the most important thing is simply having your basic needs covered, and there is no shame in that. Think of Barbara, a grandmother raising her grandson on a mix of survivor benefits and SNAP. With this increase, she finally feels like she might be able to afford healthier groceries without cutting back on her grandson's school supplies. Or John, a veteran living with a disability, who told me that an extra $40 helps cover his VA copays, so he doesn't have to put off appointments. Or Maria, a single parent on SSDI, who said that even a small bump in her check means she can keep her gas tank full enough to drive to work when she's having a good day. These are small wins, but they matter. And if you're feeling discouraged because the increase still doesn't cover everything you need, you are not alone. Millions of people are in the same situation, doing their best to stretch every dollar. Needing help does not make you weak, and it does not mean you've made bad choices. These programs exist because life can be unpredictable, and everyone deserves stability, dignity, and support. Staying informed about changes like this is a powerful way to protect yourself and the people you care about. If you want ongoing updates about Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA benefits, SNAP, stimulus changes, and anything else that can help you stay ahead financially, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything important. And if you know someone, maybe a parent, a neighbor, or a friend who relies on these benefits, feel free to share this information so they know what's coming in 2026. Sometimes a simple update can make a big difference for someone who feels like they're navigating all of this alone.